2026-2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week London 2025, celebrating the best of Nigeria, is partnered with Civil Society, scaling up nutrition in Nigeria.
Yes, wow. The D-Day has come. The countdown is ending very well today. And of course, it's the Nigerian Week London 2025. So much has been happening. Today, there are going to be a lot, marketing, awards, dinner, comedy, talk shows, cultural display, heritage information, historical perspective. What are you talking about? If you're in London, if you've not been there, you're around London, you're around Europe, of course, the British Isle, you're in Canada, Australia, you can still meet up today. Of course, I'm just letting you know, it's not something to miss. It's a rebranding of Nigeria as a nation, showing Nigeria, repackaging Nigeria, rebranding Nigeria to the world. Congratulations, Nigeria. We are only going to get better. Yes, it's Arise and Shine on SRTV. Of course, we're streaming live here from Asaba and Abuja. London will be joining us shortly. And interestingly, we're looking at a very critical issue today. Yes, it could be related to Nigerian Week as well. And of course, to our historical perspective for us to be able to understand the trajectory of our political development in the last 60 years and still counting. We're looking at the civil and political rights in Nigeria. A lot of people are disillusioned with so many things happening within the Nigerian political circle, and they ask a lot of questions. Are these constitutionally binding? Are these, is it legally binding? What is happening to our institutions? What has gone wrong with so many of our institutions that they have refused to interpret the Constitution? But let's understand what civil and political rights are. The Nigeria's 1999 Constitution, as amended, did guarantee several fundamental human rights to its citizens. And of course, these rights are categorized basically into civil and political rights, including, not exclusively though, the right to life, dignity of the human person, and of course, the right to personal liberty, the right to fair hearing, the right to privacy, freedom of thought and religion, freedom of expression, freedom of peaceful assembly or association, freedom of movement, freedom
I think Asaba is having a network challenge. Just like what engineer said, today is the D-Day of Nigeria Week London, and showcasing of Nigerian culture is one thing we're going to see today. Nigerian business, art, crafts, and lots more. Like we're actually trying to see how we can finish today's show, then sit back and watch the live streaming of the event. It's happening hot in London today. Congratulations to SRTV and everyone that were able to attend the event. And we know it's actually going to be a success. And diving into today's topic says civil and political rights in Nigeria. As a Nigerian, do you know what your civil rights are? Do you know what your political rights are? Now, it is one thing to know your civil rights, it's one thing to know your political rights, and it's another thing to practice them. It's another thing to practice them, and it is another way also to think, are they really working in Nigeria? Let's say you have your civil rights today. If I'm practicing it as a Nigerian, is it really part of our system? You know, when we say political rights, maybe the first is right to vote. If I vote, is it counted? These are some of the things that, as individuals, we start thinking. Sometimes it disturbs us. We feel like, okay, we've got constitution, and as a Nigerian citizens, there should be rights to life. There should be rights to vote, and uh, and at the end of the day, you come to see that we don't tend to follow them. And when I say they are not practicable, is you might still try to say, okay, let me practice the right thing to do, and it might not really be working. You know, Nigeria is a big country where I know that even as an individual, when you look at the situation of the country, sometimes you ask yourself, can this country, can one person control this country? Let's say as a president, can they do anything to control Nigeria as a country? Is it too big for somebody to control? Is it too large for someone to control? I think these are all the things that sometimes when I listen to them or when I think about them, I get worried. I get worried, you know. Talking about the right to life, dignity of human personal liberty, fair hearing, private and family life, freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. There's supposed to be freedom of religion. There's supposed to be freedom of thought. Okay, I want to air my view. I want to say something. I should be free to express myself. I should be free to say what I think, right, is right for the betterment of Nigeria as a country. Unfortunately, you can't even make these utterances. You can't say these things because at the end of the day, there are things you come out and speak here in Nigeria, and it becomes a problem. It becomes, when I say it becomes a problem, it becomes a big problem for you because you have to explain why you say such a thing. You can't say something that will not benefit the rich society. You can't say something that will not benefit the rich people. You need to look, okay, you want to express yourself is a problem. You need to always make sure you are creating peace between yourself and people that are higher than you in Nigeria. So most times I feel like we really do not have that right to think we have as individuals. Yes, we are supposed to, but they are not practical. They are not practical. It's a right to vote. You have the right to vote, but it's not practicable. Because if somebody influence who you vote for, you don't have that right to vote. If I am telling you who you should vote for, you don't have right to vote. If I am telling you how to express yourself, if you are being scared of how to express yourself, you don't have that right for yourself. You don't have that freedom. Welcome back, Asaba. I think your network just boom, moved you out of the
Yeah,
show.
it's just
I said, what happened?
Thank you.
it
Yes,
tripped
about that.
off.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be back. And of course, I know you're excited to have us back as well. And let's look at the
Oh my
understanding
god.
what civil, yes, civil and political rights actually are. They are similar, but they are not the same. It's relative, as the case may be. Civil rights are exclusively the rights of citizens to certain fundamental and statutory benefits emerged by law. Now, let's look at some of them. Civil rights. Like I was reading out, let's look at the right to life. The right to life is explicit. I mean, it's every individual has a right to life, but we see a lot of lawlessness and disrespect to this right by so many institutions in this country and individuals as well. Nigerians don't seem to value life anymore more than we should. And of course, we have the right to dignity of human person. There's so much indignity in the treatment of fellow humans. Madams or guys treating a housemate badly, employers treating employees badly, and of course, it's not nice. This right protects individuals from torture, inhuman, and degrading treatment. You catch somebody, they just shout thief, thief. The next thing you're putting, why are the law enforcement agents there? The next thing, you are stripping the person naked, putting a tie over the person, then burning a life before asking the question, what has he or she done? We need to have a reorientation and come to understand it. Our constitution should be taught in schools and come to understand the relevance and importance of what we are doing in life. Now, the right to personal liberty, that's another civil right, is guarantees actually the freedom of arbitrary arrest. And you have seen indiscriminate arrest. Somebody is owing you because he has power. He will use the security agencies to intimidate you, to oppress you, and that is dignifying. Because you are a policeman, you are and somebody is not a policeman, you oppress him with that office that his tax pays you salary for, and this buys uniform for you. We need to understand the importance of personal liberty until proven guilty in the court of law. The law should not be taken into our hands on somebody that has been that is being called a thief or whatever. We need to understand the values attached to human life. We need to grow as a country. Moving forward, the right to private and family life. A lot of people don't understand that you can put your family life is your private life. This law protects the privacy of individuals and their families. You're not supposed to infringe on somebody's privacy. Posting of nude pictures of your ex-boyfriend or your ex-girlfriend or your ex-wife or your ex-husband on social media, it's irresponsible. It's criminal offense. Posting of your private conversations because you have divorced, your private issues, posting it on social media is irresponsible, and that is something that the Constitution frowns about. The right to freedom of thought, freedom of conscience, and of course, freedom of religion. And we see this right being abused. This right guarantees the freedom of someone to hold any belief. If you want to, if it's Muslim, or if you want to be a Christian, or atheist, or Buddhist, or Jewish, or Hindu, anyone, you have a right to choose. Nobody forces any religion on anybody. Then we have the right to freedom of expression and the press. This is one of the most abused rights by both Nigerians and also by both the security agencies. So we need to understand the relevance of this right. The right includes the freedom to hold opinions, of course, receive and impart ideas, and of course, information. You see, it's explicit. Opinions. When you know an opinion is treasonable or will incite violence, that doesn't become an opinion anymore. You could be held liable for such kind of opinion. You have the right to freedom of movement. When somebody says somebody should take permission before coming to his state, it's a questionable kind of response from a sitting governor to say that, because he has the right to movement. He's a private citizen right now. He can decide to go on a private trip without wanting to inform anybody. After all, you don't say move with security agents. So for somebody to say that, I think is an abuse of the Constitution. It guarantees the freedom to move within Nigeria constitutionally, the right to freedom from discrimination. That you have an issue, maybe you are disabled, you have a health malfunction and all that, you should never be discriminated. Every Nigerian has equitable bond with the Nigerian nation. The way they treat A, it should be the way they should treat B. We must understand that, and of course, it protects individuals from discrimination based on ethnicity, based on place of origin, based on religion, based on political opinion. And that is one of our biggest problems. This right is being infringed upon every day. That you are employable, they will ask you which state are you from, which language are you from, where's your tribe before they give you a job, before they give you an assignment. That is highly anti-constitutional. Finally, we have the right to acquire, own properties anywhere in Nigeria. Immovable properties. We are in Nigeria. Guarantees the right to own property anywhere in this country. But you see, the abuse of power has been so sacrosanct with political leadership.
Sorry to cut you short, engineer. Right to acquire own property. Is it our political rights? Are you talking about our political rights?
These are civil rights. I'm not going to political rights. I'm on civil rights. I'm discussing about civil rights.
Okay. I wanted to know. Okay, if right to acquire own property is our civil right, why is it that sometimes we have our own property and they take it away from us? Even the government.
That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. The abuse of power. It's abuse of power. It's abuse of power. That is what I'm talking about.
There's something I know that has been happening here in Nigeria. So, this one that they want to fix, so they go to a community and break all their houses without giving them shelter or bed to stay.
Meanwhile, these guys got approval
you chase them out of their motherland. Ancestral land, you chase them out of the place.
But most of these people, they compensate them for the lands.
Yes.
And some people, when they are buying,
compensate. What about those ones that do not compensate?
Mary, there are some that buy land, they don't check.
They don't ask. They must
some are federal roads.
Yes, you must do due process with the Ministry of Lands to check if this land is truly sellable. Is it a government land? Is it an encroachment? Is it going to come with a lot of problem? Because any land that is lodged with government, you can assess the land with the deed. You go there, you go to Ministry of Land, they'll be able to tell you if this land is genuine or not. So you are buying land that you have money. You don't just move and say you want to go and buy land without asking questions.
You don't ask.
Because there's so many, yeah, there are some destructions that are done as vendetta. Yes, okay, I'm not a governor, I'm not a minister, I'm not a this. I'm going to show you that I have power. Those are targeted infringements on your freedom to own properties. Targeted infringement. And those are political. You go to court. There are some things that are illegal. You see, there's so much illegality in Nigeria that we seem to celebrate illegality because of the pauperization of the population. And it's sickening. Let's look at our political right, because a lot of things are going to happen between now and 2027. Until the National Orientation Agency needs to make people understand their rights, both civil and political, because that is going to be the benchmark for evaluation on the decisions that people are going to be taking for 2027 elections generally. Now, political rights. The first one I'm going to be looking at is the right to participate in political processes. That is exclusive. It's constitutional. This includes the right to vote, the right to be voted for, the right to form a political party, and to participate in political process. That is freedom to participate in political processes. Nobody is restricted so long as you meet the conditions that enables you to go for political office. Why not? You are a Nigerian living in Nigeria, so you can, as a point of necessity, constitutionally crave for that. We have the right to equal access to public office. That's a political right. It ensures all citizens have equal access to serve in public offices. But then nepotism, religion, ethnicism, godfatherism has killed this right to the barest minimum, where mediocres are employed over qualified, competent Nigerians, where people are employed with fake results, fake certificates, without the actual verification and certification of their capacity, where people that are mentally deranged are put in positions of authority, and you see in their style of leadership, when you have people that are sane, transformative minds lingering. So we are looking at a country that has abused a lot of its rights. Continuing with the political rights, we have so many rights to that are being infringed now. The right for you to have opportunity or equal service is actually enshrined in the Constitution, and these rights are in Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and it outlines provisions for the restriction and derogation from these fundamental rights, as well as the special jurisdiction of the High Court. So there's so much to really ponder about. So we really need to understand how important it is that our rights are not violated. Political prostitution, yes, that's why you see this right now, the right to political association and being part of the political process needs to be amended with a clause that if, for me, this is just an opinion though, that if you are getting to political office from a political party and you want to jump ship from that party to a ruling party or something, you have to relinquish that position that you are occupying, because you are going to, it is not the party you are going to that gave you that platform. We need to, that's why we're craving for constitutional review, or not just amendment.
Is in the Constitution,
so
but
we
they're
need
not
to,
following
they're not,
it.
yes, it's a bad precedent. We need to, it's not in the Constitution, it's in the Electoral Act. It's not in the Constitution. But we need to, it's in the Electoral
Act. I feel like this one, they take their fellow human lives, go to communities, kill people. You understand? Destroy people farm products. More reason why I feel like the government should take more actions, because they are kind of infringing on people's rights. It's not part of, you understand, what people should do to their fellow human beings. So that's where the government should even come in. Take it more serious. You see where a press will be arrested for why? Because they release a particular secret about somebody.
Yes,
they will arrest them and nobody will speak for them. It's funny. It's funny, like at sad at the same time. I think we need to.
You know that there are so many Nigerians that does not know their rights.
Majority, 70% of Nigerians don't know their rights.
So many Nigerians does not know they have the right to privacy.
That's why this show engineer is doing today. That's why it's so important for people that will view it, that will watch it. They will not see that it's kind of educative. It's educating people, educating the masses here to understand. Because the truth is, whether we like it or not, Nigerians, we don't like to read. Nobody wants to go through what is being written anywhere to read. But when they listen to you talk, maybe they will pay little attention. So it's good. I think I love the topic because it's a way of educating people. You see the way he was listing it, so they know that people cannot just come and treat you anyhow they like. You also have your right as a Nigerian.
Without understanding your rights, it will be difficult. A lot of our times, our leaders abuse our rights. And because we are ignorant of the law, ignorant of the constitution, we allow this to thrive. They have now made it part of their political tool to be abusing the rights of citizens. You can't, when you talk, there's no freedom of expression, freedom of association. People have been threatened, don't come to my state, or come to my state, take permission from me before you come to my house. I mean, we need to look, like you referenced, Mary, that you have freedom of movement does not mean you go and abuse someone's sovereignty. Like we see people herders carrying cows to go to people's farms, to go and trample upon crops that are growing, causing continuous aggression between farmers and herders. The government needs to act more. How do we react to those kind of situations? Policies are not implementable because certain section of the
state yesterday, if you see the dead bodies on the floor, I wanted to bring the video to the show, but I don't really think it would be cool to post it here on this space. If you see the dead bodies, people's blood, and it was not like it's inside a village. They just went there in the midnight, started opening inside people's house and be killing them in Ebonyi State.
These guys are terrible.
So it's not like if they hear that this particular place is not, people are not going there to kill, they will face. They go to anywhere. Maybe they feel like Benue State, people now, they are not in awareness of Benue Plateau. They'll not go to one part of the east. If you see the killing that happened yesterday in Ebonyi State, although it has been happening since, but this one, so yesterday night, they will just that night period where they know that nobody can come to your age, and
I keep asking the question, what?
Right.
Mary, I continue to ask a question. What our security agencies do? Can I ask two very important questions? Now, these guys, we heard that they move with bikes. Yes. They could not have vanished from Benue State, from the bushes of Benue State or Taraba State or Plateau State to the bushes of Ebonyi. They must have passed through the road, or they must have passed through wherever. People do not see them. The security agencies, what are they doing? Which kind of security intelligence that are we gathering? Then don't our police or security agencies have helicopters?
1 a.m., 2 a.m., this security agency that time. 1 a.m., 2 a.m. that they'll come and strike. When you're already sleepy, they come and strike into your house. And you know the kind of arms they carry, they can open any door you lock. They will open it.
Yes.
Because they're very strong. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to tell me that which security do you have in such village at that time of the day? How much do they pay the security that will be guiding people in that village at that time of the day? Before we used to have something like vigilante, right? So we used to have something like that in the village, but do they have it again? Do they still work? Because if you stop paying them, they will not work.
Of course.
That's it.
But I'm not talking. What about our security agents? This is an internal security challenge.
They are not working.
What I'm saying.
But my question is, don't we have youths in those communities
to protect themselves? Most of those communities are hamlets. They're communities of 20, 30 buildings. You have a 200 meter or 300 meter space, 20, 30. And now, understand something. Majority of the youths are no longer in their villages. Everybody wants to come to the city. I think it was one of our, we talked about it in one of our discussions during the week. Everybody wants to come to city. Everybody wants to do white collar job. Everybody wants to, that's why farming is going down. The urge to farm. Farmers are reducing foodstuff. That's why foodstuff, the supply of foodstuff is equally reducing. People don't understand it. So you have less of them. That's why the vulnerable has always been women, children, and the aged. Those are the vulnerable. You hardly see youths.
But
youths only come.
The dead body I saw yesterday, even men, they killed mature.
Yes, I've not said you are not understanding me. I have not said they are not going to be men. They are men, but I'm telling you, she was saying, can't all the youths come out? I'm trying to make her understand that it is relative.
No,
how many youths are
not
left?
Possible. You know, the arms that they have, does the youth of the village have it?
Is it class that they used to go and Ebonyi State is more of a cassava and rice farming community,
yes.
Especially rice. So
yes.
What they don't carry gun to till rice, to cultivate rice or no yam. It's most of these headers. I've seen videos of them encroaching farms, and they do it with impunity. Like you said, that when they are arrested, somebody will just call from above or they get them released. We need to allow legal due process to take its course. We need to understand the importance of the constitutional statement, right to life. Nobody has a right to life more than any other person. We all have equal right to life. You cannot take a life you cannot create. If I kill your goats now,
Cannot
I can decide to buy
create.
you. I can buy your cow. I can buy you a cow to replace it. If I kill your chicken, I can decide to buy 2 chicken for you. But
this
if I
thing has
take
been
a life, you
happening.
can't be there.
Yeah.
So it's a political dilemma.
It's not even just the government that is abusing these rights or has neglected these rights. We ourselves, we've neglected these rights. Like you said, the right to life. Haven't you been hearing this jungle justice?
Yes.
Even if the person is a criminal,
Even if he carried
when
gun,
the person has a right to be judged. Why would people take life and say they are doing jungle justice? Because they feel when they arrest this person, the person will be released any minute.
We need to change
Let's
that
give
mentality.
judgment. Who gives them the right to take life? That's the question. And the government, yes, have been abusing these rights for a very long time, because if you look at the NSAS, the time of the NSAS, we, the citizen, we have a right to assembly.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, to rally for peaceful protests. But look at what happened during NSAS. It was a peaceful protest, but it seems we don't have the right to even gather at all or speak. They're trying to silence us for a very long time. It has been happening that we don't have the right to complain about the bad governance. We can't come out and complain that we are facing police brutality. We no longer have the right of speech, like what you said. They've been going against journalists, those that have been coming out to want to speak the truth, want to expose these people. They arrest them. We no longer have freedom of speech. We no longer have the freedom to express ourselves. We don't even have the freedom of our own personal self, our own privacy. You see a policeman who said, I suspect this boy to be a Yahoo boy. Give me your phone. I want to check your phone. What right does the police have to check someone's
Then when you
phone?
give them money, they will collect money and leave you.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. There are so many Nigerians who do not know their rights in this country, because you still see so many people who get scared and release their phone, release their laptop to be checked, and it's against the law.
Why
We
would
don't know
you
our
get
rights.
scared and release their phone? You are talking to somebody that is holding
If
a
you know
gun.
your rights,
You are
you
not
stand on
holding
your rights, Mary.
That
Have
is
you
why
not
we're
seen
talking
the
about
situation where they kill people?
awareness.
And you know, when not on the show
Yes.
when they was talking about the custom officer that they killed, that killed
Yes.
someone
I watched
that was
some of the
coming
videos.
from outside Nigeria. Didn't you hear it? They kill. If you begin to argue with them and they just shoot, what will you do? You can't start fighting somebody that is with a weapon and you're not holding anything. So that's
And
it.
you are not fortified.
One reason why they just give in and it look like, what do you expect them to do? During the NSAS, didn't you see where the SARS people were shooting those young boys anyhow, killing them anyhow?
As far your right is not causing violence, you are free to express yourself. You have the freedom. Look at the law now they've set in Delta States. As a young lady, you cannot dress how you want.
It's funny.
I'm surprised, because I don't know why someone would tell me how to dress. Is my dressing affecting anybody's life? Is my dressing killing anybody? That is something I'm concerned about, because I don't know why you say I will pay 50,000 naira if I should dress some way. I feel they are now oppressing us. Yes, I'll call it oppression.
Law.
Because
so that's the kind of law they
law,
want to quickly set.
A law that affects my personal life is oppression. That is no longer law, it's oppression. Because you can't tell me what I should do and what not to do, as far as it's not affecting someone's life. There's no way me wearing something short will kill someone or put someone's life in danger. So I don't see how that should be against the law. So there are so many ways that our right as citizens has been neglected, has been abused. So many ways.
So many. You can't. That's it. Nigeria. I think we have one of the highest level of human civil and political rights abuse in Africa, because a lot of times, especially with the weakened institutions, it's very difficult for you to take punitive measures against these institutions. And that's, well, there's beginning to be a trajectory of change. Policemen have been arrested for abuse of people's rights, and some have been persecuted. But then there's a leverage. It's only those that were caught on camera. There are so many that are gone unannounced. The ones that people use button camera to video, or the video from that is an evidence, a pictorial or video evidence, are the ones that have been persecuted. So many are gone unnoticed. And adding to that, there's also the United Nations rights on freedom, and set out in the United Nations Defense for Human Rights policy. And it includes, I want us to understand these four. I'm going to add them to it. Includes the relevance of the right to be free from torture. Nigeria is one country I see they torture you to accept crime you didn't commit. If you watch investigation discovery, you look at the way policemen in Sena clients carry out their investigation. We have a right to be free from torture. You must substantiate an evidence. You don't need to torture somebody to get an evidence. It is very easy. If somebody that is telling a lie in the course of interrogation is going to drop, there's no way it's good. Who tells a lie always forgets. So there's a possibility continuous interrogation will lead to the exact suspect. So the right to torture, to be free from torture, has to be taken very seriously. Then the right to freedom of expression is enshrined serious. The United Nations doesn't joke with it. The right to education, we don't even look at it. That is a right. The United is a must. A right to education. Education is a must. It's not in our civil law, but that's why the Constitution is a lot of amendment. The right to education is a must. Every Nigerian must be educated. Ignorance is part of the problem we are facing in this country. The ignorance is part of the problem. People are ignorant of, we don't do history in schools anymore. So how would people be able to relate pre-independence, relate the Civil War, the first coup? We don't teach history. There are no longer history graduates coming out of the higher
institutions. Why do they squat the history? Is it that they don't want the young ones to be in the
yes.
The country they don't themselves what kind of mindset is that?
They don't want the generation next to know the injustice, the malign attitude of different regions in Nigeria against one another in terms of political power, financial, economic power, and commerce and all that. We need to sit down on the round table and get this country on the path to sustainability. Then, most importantly, a lot of people do not know, unless you have problem, the right to seek asylum is in the United Nations Charter on Human Rights. If you are in an oppressed situation, like those people in Ebonyi State now, and yesterday I saw a video of a killing in Nnewi. The other time we saw, there's so much killing in the Northeast. Why? Northeasterners killing, in the Southeast. People killing each other, Fulanis come and kill. Some, imposters killing, all in the name of headers as well. So we really cannot, because the security agencies have not helped, it is difficult to really substantiate at the people that carried out this act.
You have enough security in these countries and they want to go for protests. They want to do protests. You will not see anywhere to even pass. You will see their van everywhere, hillocks everywhere. Only one street, we have more than 30 military people that are guiding it because they want to do protest. So we have them
because they want to support you. They don't want you to speak your truth. When they are always scared, the government is always scared when we come out to want to protest because they know the world will hear us. They don't want us to come out and speak the truth. And another thing that has been of concern, we have the right for trial, but you know that there are some people that get detained for years. They don't even face trial in this country.
That is yes, and it is in Amnesty International Charter. It's called the right.
Doing is it right? See, she locked up her domestic staff. They cannot come out.
It's not right. It should be in jail. The right to arbitrary arrest and detention. On August 8th, police raided the Nigerian Labour Congress. On 19th, I'm trying to reference something, the 19th of August, the Department of DSS called Joe Agberu and, of course, the NLC president for questioning over alleged criminal conspiracy, terrorism, financing, treasonable felony, subversion. On the 9th of September, Ajaero was arrested by the DSS after the Labour House was raided. You see, we should do things with orderliness. There should be some informal way of carrying out administrative responsibilities. You invite someone, you're already invited. When you invite someone, the person doesn't come, you send another short notice invite before you now obtain a court order giving you the right to initiate an arrest. But you don't bamboozle. I have seen a lot of times as security agents bamboozle into people's privacy, jump from ceiling, jump through gates because you want to
Is it
effect
that
an arrest.
they don't know the right thing to do? Or it's just
Most of
them being so
most of them,
nonchalant?
listen, most of them do not know the right things to do. I must be frank with you. Most of them are just employed without proper training and information. Most of them lack the requisite educational qualifications to handle certain positions that have been given to
They
them
just
to
give
handle.
badge.
They just give you badge, wear uniform
Appoint. This is
because
my
you are from
brother's
here.
son. Oh.
Because you are from there. No,
Put him in office. Some of these officers, they don't even know the rights, these human rights, they don't even know. You see someone just come into your home and say they want to search, do a search without a search warrant. When does that happen?
The search warrant is the gun they're carrying and uniform.
This is the video where the policeman was trying to climb somebody's fence. They said they should come out. The boys refused. They were planning to climb the fence, so to enter the compound and do whatever they want to do with them by force. Yes, where does that happen? They're climbing somebody's fence. Are you a thief?
Only in Nigeria.
They said that they will shoot. I will shoot if you don't open out. They threaten your life.
Yes, how can a trained officer be talking like that? I will shoot. So where have we gotten to now? Look at the level of impunity.
I don't know that all this our social media, how the kind of thing like this is shameful for me, it's embarrassing. And also that only Nigeria that they see it too. I hope other countries don't need to see these things that are happening in our social media.
It travels far, they see it. That's why Nigeria has a bad name. They've given Nigeria the bad name because they see all these things that is happening. The government cannot even control its own people. The people does not have accounts. The government are not held accountable for whatever they are doing. There's no transparency. They see everything. You think they don't know? They see everything that is happening in Nigeria, and it's so sad. Can you imagine a governor giving a public speech, threatening someone's life? Whatever you see, you take. If you enter my state without
informing my second time, if you like I put water for mouth, I just make only one speech. All the countries they for fire. They talk. I don't put water for mouth. I say what I say. It's because I'm a quiet person. They say, it don't stay governor, no they talk. They say it don't stay governor. Nah, don't talk. Everywhere don't get yakata. So I say, I don't understand. What's happening?
See the golf.
You people don't even know the caliber of people you employ you for certain position. How did those they governor pass? Are we just to write the exam for them to apply for the position?
It's trying to satisfy.
It's having grudges, yes, against Peter Obi.
Someone that cannot make a simple speech as a governor.
Yes.
How did he pass? They don't speak good English is the problem. So it's not that go to school at all. They don't go to school at all.
They should be using that book we use, Queen Premier. IT is 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 INE ASS US. They need to start from there. It needs foundational education.
I don't understand.
You need to understand the adjectives. You need to understand verbs. You need to understand spoken. Everything needs to start school again. They should be employ a lesson teacher for him to educate. He's bringing down the integrity and the sanctity of academic brilliance that have been tied to former Bender State, Midwest State, Bender State, now Edo Delta. Because it's a far cry. Most Edulites are very, very sore. Edulites in the diaspora are ashamed of that kind of leadership. And he still comes out to ridicule himself. You didn't even listen to the response of the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Marian Evelyn. You girls, you could have wept. It was a modification of the governor's speech, and that was the worst interview I've seen from a serving executive member of a state. He lacked the information. They were asking him, where were the two people killed? They kept asking him. He said, you should know, you are the media. I know when Obi moved There was gathering. I mean, you could see the lack of depth in what he was saying. You will see there was a manipulation, and there was a shame, was a big ridicule on the kind of leadership that the Edo States. I know they have learned their lessons. They know what is good. We need transformational leaders, not leaders that will bring the integrity of a people down. And that is what is happening. I feel so sorry, but then that is the kind of democracy we have found ourselves.
I was
Most of
asking how
them
did they
moving.
pass? How did they pass? Did they even ask if they are capable, or you just okay? I want you to be my godson, stay in this state, be the governor, and I'll be controlling
That is it.
everything. Maybe that's how they get
That
there.
is it.
But that man cannot stand and speak good
That's how
English
they
for
get
one minute. Oh. Eh? I don't know. We kind of so sad. Looking at our
Pol-
dailies today, I could see a lot of
Yes, yes.
Politics
I
now
think
is not.
let's take a brief
when
break and
you
come
when
back.
you went off, the papers went off. I don't know if we should go on break. Let us go on a break so that you put them.
Let's go on a
Then we'll
break,
come
please.
back
All right.
immediately. We're going on a quick break, our viewers. Stay tuned. We'll be right back shortly.
Nigeria Week London 2025. It's time to celebrate the pulse of Africa's most exciting nation. It's coming to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week London 2025, celebrating the best of Nigeria, is partnered with Civil Society, scaling up nutrition in Nigeria.
Welcome
All
back,
right.
viewers, from that break. We're still on the show Rise and Shine, Nigerian ART. Okay, it's time for the papers. Engineer, I think you should help us with it.
Hey, today's London, the engineers day. Okay, there's no
Engineers
problem.
Day.
It is well. Mary, I thought you were already going with it. Let's start with the punch. So
I
we're
want, I
looking
want
at
to
the
change
critical issue
something
there.
here. I want to change something here.
Okay.
So just continue.
Okay.
Yes, we're looking at the Nigerians risk deportation, the front page of the Punch. Nigerians risk deportation as UK scraps sponsorship for over 100 skilled jobs. Wow.
Who swear for
And
Nigeria?
yes, so, and the writer goes
Oh God, this is
artists,
really sad.
caregivers, fashion designers, others affected. Over 10,000 Nigerians fear losing legal status in the UK.
Hi.
That is looking serious.
Our
I mean, hope.
Hope.
Some of them they sold everything they have
My
here
hope,
in
because
Nigeria
I've been planning
and
to leave.
to live
and
for
go.
the UK.
God.
Yes, you'll go. You have an office in the UK, so that's not a problem. You go there. You go in there not as we are taking of skilled jobs. This is not a skilled job. This is a professional job. Still the front page of the Punch. Notorious cultist who killed my father still roams free. Free. I think the security agents they should do something about that in Rivers State. Oshun must refund 7 months local government allocations. AGF tells Supreme Court. That's quite an interesting one. Nigeria, I've never seen them return anything in this country. And still on the front page, blood ballots. Inside deadly battles for SUG leadership in universities. Yes, the political landscape that our leaders in Nigeria have thrown at us is being replicated by our children in most of the high institutions when they crave towards getting into offices in the student. treated. That's what they're saying there. And still on the front page, ADC tells new APC chairman, don't use your INEC experience to manipulate elections. ADC telling new APC chairman not to use its INEC experience to manipulate elections. And of course, yes, another one. Let's look at Mary. I'm directing this to you. WAFCON final. Yes, your ladies. Falcons set to rule Africa again. Mary, Falcons set to rule Africa again.
People like
Today's the final.
Daddy Chris that will not give accolade to our female. People like Daddy Chris that will not give accolade to the female footballers. Telling me that what is a woman jumping, wearing Nick and be jumping on the pitch for? I said, Daddy Chris, is that your problem? It's not for women, it's like not a woman's job.
It's more than a woman's job now. Women play better now. I even want them to earn more as it is. They're going to be playing the finals against Morocco today. And the winner is going to be taking home $1 million. Change it to Naira, it's about 1.5 billion Naira. That's a lot of money. Wow. The runners up will be taking $500,000. The third place will be taking home $350,000. And the fourth place will be taking home $300,000. All other participating teams, I think, are going to be going home with $100.
That's the reason that the K always emphasize on sports, that it will bring Nigeria a lot of money.
But it's not encouraging women to
really sports more.
It's not encouraging women.
Maybe we can't get you. Don't know if it's your network.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
I can hear you.
Let's look at the Daily Times, Mary. There's a very sad one in front of the Saturday Times, the Daily Times. Agony, tears, as 27 killed in Riom's attack get mass burial. Not a single government. The government could not even say, let's take up the responsibility of buying these coffins. Look at the wooden coffins that were hastily done by the carpenter. Well, it's not about the last. No, it's not about the coffin though, but now not a government presence in this mass burial. Nobody's talking about anything for the lives that were injured. This one is happening in Riom. Coffins of the 27 killed in an attack by gunmen in Riom local government area of Plateau State during a mass burial. Very sickening enough. So unfortunate that freedom to life is being infringed upon by certain people and nothing is being done about it. Okay, reps still on the front page of the Daily Times. Reps threaten arrest of CBN governor over 5.2 trillion naira operating surplus. They always find themselves operating surplus. What is happening in this country? So we have a surplus, operating surplus, and we borrow. The president keeps going to the National Assembly that we need to borrow. They need to inform.
Maybe we enjoy borrowing. It's like borrowing is part of what makes the government work.
And the thing is, what are they doing with this money they are borrowing?
Exactly.
That's the question. They should give accounts. We have the right to know, right? They should give us accounts what they are doing with money that they are going to borrow. Even with our oil money, they are still going to borrow.
I wonder.
So that's why when the case say we are poor, I want to agree with
to some extent.
that yes, we are really poor in this country.
Is what is really the poverty that's enslaving us.
Because we're not doing anything with the money, and you are still going out to borrow.
Buy jeeps, we buy yachts, we go on medical tourism.
They say they are doing roads, they are constructing roads and bridges. That is why you borrow.
Let's look at the last one there, which is on Daily Times before we close for the day. Federal government sets 12 years as minimum age for JSS1 admission. And another news clip yesterday that came out, they said it's been reduced to 11 years. But however, 12 years, 11 years, Mary. A lot of proponents are saying, well, you can't. There are people that finish primary school now 9 years, 10 years, depending. The times where we used to put our hands around our head, and children start primary school now from between 4 to 5 years, depending on the choice of the parents. So what right does the government have to say you must be 12 years before you go to primary school? Are you to tell people? I mean, I really don't understand. What's your take?
Primary school. But, before they say how institution is going to be from.
No, I mean, it's secondary school, 12 years.
JSS1.
JSS1.
They
Yes.
said our institution is going to be from 18 years before they will
Yeah.
allow it. So if you say people or students should be like from 12 years before entering primary school, when we did not enter secondary school?
Exactly.
So they want people to be old in school.
Yeah.
One of those days when I was in JSS1 and I had someone that had beers then, we used to be very scared of
Yes,
him.
ma'am.
He's learning mechanical. You go and learn mechanic after school. He's already a matured person. You understand? So I don't know. I don't know if they think that's the best thing. I'm talking about someone that was already learning mechanic. You understand? Was in JSS1 with me. It's not when I talk down with just his one hand and slap me one side.
You,
Because
want to,
already
you,
a
you
matured
can't
man.
even,
He didn't,
well,
he
you
got
can't
to
even
school on
talk.
time. And if you observe, I'm not trying to criticize him, but I was not paying attention to what they were teaching that time. I think he just needed the results. He was always busy. Anytime they call him at the workshop, he will leave class and go. He will leave and go. So I don't know,
used to
their stage. You cannot deny nature. They are stage for some things.
Yeah.
There's a particular song we get to. Let me tell you, they will never pay concentration to that thing. There's another thing for you when you are very young. The way you study will not be the same compared to when you now have a lot of responsibilities. The difference is there.
Exactly.
That's the truth. I don't know why they are fighting young people not to. They want them to be old before they get to school. It is even their parents they are suffering, though, because I know. Let me tell you, one of the parents' goals in this life is to train their children when they are still young. Even them, they want to train their kids when they are still young. Not even now that people don't get married on time. Someone is still 30 years, maybe she or he is not even yet married. Before your first child will grow, we even get to 20 something, you're already clocking almost 60 or 50 something years, which is the age that you're planning to even rest. You are still training children. Government on their own hand is not still telling you that you should wait till the children should not enter a particular class first.
Exactly.
These parents want to rest. Every parent wants to train their children at their young stage of life. They don't want to get old before they finish training their kids in school. I don't know what's their problem. It's annoying, honestly.
Oh, quite unfortunate, Mary. Quite unfortunate. It's we feel in this country right now. But however, moving forward, Mary, I really want to appreciate today. Like we say, we have come to the very, very climax of this very wonderful topic that we've thrown so much light on today, which is civil and political rights in Nigeria. I know a lot of you are going to be informed. I want to admonish that we'll try and settle down and listen to this program over and over again, watch the program over and over again, and try to come to terms with your rights as a Nigerian citizen, both civility and in politics. And that's the much we can take on this program. Of course, Nigerian Week is going to be continuing very shortly. Mary, I want to wish you, I hope it's not raining in Abuja today.
No, it's just dropped this morning, but not really.
All right.
Evening.
All right. Arise and Shine will return to
Engineer wants to ask me if it's not really in my side. He forgot. We forgot we're in the same place. He wanted to ask me. He wanted to ask me, Evelyn, is it raining in your end? Because you are in different places. You are very lucky that that the K is not here.
Yes, it would have been very difficult.
With this your suit that you are wearing today.
Yeah, the chroma will not accept green. Yes, it was celebrating Nigerian Day. Like I did say before in the opening salvo, Nigerian Day happening live in London today. There will be awards. There will be drama. There will be razzmatazz, plenty of music, comedy, food, culinary. Come and see best of Nigerian foods. Amala Ewedu, Tuwo Shinkafa. Ofe Owere, Ofe Nsala, Ofe Onugbu, Owo Starch Banga, you name it, white soup, egusi pepper soup, you name it, all of them will be happening. You'll be seeing them in London. And of course, you can see Mary salivating there, and that is it. Fura de Nunu will be on display. We're going to see
and
a lot of.
You forgot to do MC for them, oh. You forgot to go do MC for them. You for make sense.
Yes,
No matter where you are not going to be left out because it's going to be broadcasted live on this same platform.
All right, you just join us immediately and follow up on the live Nigerian Week happening in London. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. We are still in the morning hour. So, Mary, like we discussed, all right.
Get ready, London. Nigeria Week 2025 kicks off July 24th at the Hippodrome Theatre. Celebrate the giants of Africa. As the DG of the National Orientation Agency hits us with what makes Nigeria the true giants of the continent.
Day 1 starts with a star-studded opening ceremony as we greet to Scobie, Marvin, Boyson, and HP Zendo. Then, the UK Nigerian Creative Summit. Hear from Nollywood legend Zep Ejiro, NBC DG on broadcast rules, and Film London on filming in London, and the British Film Institute on funding and distribution opportunities. Dive into panel and co-production and funding discussions and skill exchange with Middlesex University. Cap the night with a special screening of Zep Ejiro's Sakobi.
Angela is not who you think she is. She's a demon. Who dies first?
It is a Nollywood Magic, Nigerian Week London 2025, where culture meets business. Tickets at eventbrite.com.